Hi, beautiful people. This is your girl simply don't know Obi. If you're here to subscribe, you already know what to do. Okay, if you don't know what is happening in the country, Nigeria has been Nigerian everybody. And see, this time around is no longer the time people keep quiet. Many people are still speaking up, and I'm so proud of this very video you guys are about to watch right now because somebody has finally said something. Somebody that I think Tinubu has a very, high esteem on, has finally spoken. And I hope all of them start speaking one after the other. Just watch the video and we come back and talk about it.
What we have seen since the beginning of the year is a descent into tyranny and a brazen abuse of power. Those entrusted with power appear determined to destabilize what is left of our political institutions and have committed themselves to obliterating the guardrails of constitutional governance. From the theater of the absurd, stage in Rivers State, with puppets on strings controlled by directors in Abuja, to the dance of shame performed by the National Assembly in their rush to suspend the Constitution and endorse through the back door the usurpation of powers by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from the Senate shameless bid to silence Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for demanding that the President of the Nigerian Senate should uphold the moral standard required of that office, to the uncouth outbursts of an undistinguished senatorial misfit who tried in vain to silence the distinguished citizens attempting to testify on behalf of Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan. It is clear that our so-called leaders are determined to turn Nigeria into a mafia state. At the center of this political banditry is the motor park brand of politics, nurtured by the old brigade politicians, and in recent times by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. President, it is through your influence that the Nigerian National Assembly has become a haven for legislative rascality. Mr. President, it's under your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the executive, grossly violating the principles of separation of powers and rubber stamping the whims and caprices of your office, all while singing the international anthem of psychoviolence on your mandate we shall stand. Mr. President, thanks to your political machinations, Nigeria is now bedeviled by a captured National Assembly, the most ineffective in its checks and balances role since the start of the Fourth Republic. In 2006, the Fourth National Assembly had the audacity to reject the tenure exemption bid of a sitting president. In 2010, the Sixth National Assembly summoned the courage to stand against a power hijacking cabal and restore Nigeria to the path of constitutionality by invoking the doctrine of necessity. In 2011, the House of Representatives of the Seventh National Assembly had the courage to elect its leaders, as did the Senate of the Eighth National Assembly in 2015, defying executive interference. This National Assembly, the 10th, has by its unconstitutional endorsement of the President's abuse of powers proven to be the most spineless in our recent history. Through its actions and inactions, the National Assembly has in effect become the 48th member of the President's cabinet. While a cabinet minister by the name of Wike, is it Wike or Wike or Wakeep, why a cabinet minister has more or less become a third-time state governor in Rivers State, pampered by the indulgences of the president. Recent events have made it clear to Nigerians that had this assembly been in place in 2006, when the third-term agenda was proposed, our democracy would have since morphed into one of Africa's lamentable tales of sit-tight dictatorship. To the president of the Nigerian Senate, who has not heeded the call to subject himself to an unbiased investigation, to clear his name of the allegations leveled against him, and under whose leadership the National Assembly has become a carry-go legislature, hiding under the umbrella of technicalities and a dubious voice voting system. I leave you and your conscience with the words of Frederick Bessiert, former deputy of the French National Assembly. He said, and I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men in a society, over the course of time, they create for themselves a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." To the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under whose brand of politics the institution of legislative oversight is collapsing and our democracy is faced with an existential threat, I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by a Milokan, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop playing God.
In economics, they say who is for and who is against. After watching this particular video, you should already know who is for or who is against. This is the first person actually in that particular category that is speaking up, and actually you could see from his face and from the way he was speaking that he's actually feeling very sad. He's actually very sad of what is happening right now. These are the people that, yes, that had what is it called, that had hope that he will come in and things will change. If you're following Nigerian news very well, you should go and watch Arise News, mind you. If you're following Nigerian news very well, you know that Tinubu before was also someone who was speaking for the country in terms of being an activist, to an extent. He was very political and he was always putting mouth in things he felt that was illegal. Let me not put illegal. Things he felt that was not nice for the citizens and all. So it's very ironically that he's now on the seat and he's doing those things he said or those things he was fighting and he was against. But you see, power, they say, is very intoxicating. At this point, I don't even know what to say, because if you ask me from my own perspective, allegedly, their word allegedly has gone round, so I wouldn't forget to use it, okay? If you ask me from my own perspective, I will say that our very own president, I don't think he even knows what is happening right now. I just see him as this, you know, this man that should be resting right now. I see him as somebody that maybe that has, that does not even remember the next thing he wants to do. And I see situation that is happening right now as if it's somebody or maybe a family member or anything that is the president in Nigeria, not even the actual president. Okay. See, even if you watch the other video I posted, yes, Jesus Tuga or something like that, he is an APC member. He was among those that was supporting a very president in 2023. In fact, on the interview, he almost fought with what is it called? Oseni. Okay. If you want to watch the video, you can go look for it on my channel and watch that as well. So, but he came back looking very skinny, looking very sick in the eye, and also trying to, say again that he was no longer supporting blah, 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 blah. See, the truth is written. In fact, it's written, it's right on the wall. If you're not seeing it, it's because you don't want to see it. So we know people that are for and people that are against. We know people that are driving private jets. I don't want to mention names. We know them. All the pastors, them private jets and all sorts of. We know them. They don't want to talk. But it's okay. I just pray Nigeria will get to the promised land. And these things are going to just play out the way it plays out in the movie. Judgment coming on each and every one of them as soon as possible, not postponing it. And I know that it's even going to be more than this. It's going to be more than this. Before we get it right, it will be more than this. And I just pray my family and my loved ones are protected because trust me, it is real. So guys, if you want to subscribe to this channel, please kindly leave it below, put it down below right now so you don't forget. Share this video and I'll see you I'll see you sooner than later. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.